Chris Jericho, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, good. It's a real pleasure for me to get a chance to talk to you, man. I've been a
Thanks, man.
big
My
fan
pleasure too. Thank you.
for a long time. I know you hear that all the time, but I'm a huge fan. So, um, this is pretty cool. Anyway, let's talk dark match. You get to play the leader. This is a really cool over the top role for you, man. Talk to me about kind of getting in the mood to play this character.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this character has a lot of depth to it, which at first you don't really know where this guy is coming from, and I really like that right from the start. Reading the script and seeing kind of it's a wrestling related movie. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, and I play a wrestler enough, and then I realized, oh, this is not a wrestling movie. It's so much more than that, and it's really well written and really well put together. So yeah, once I kind of read what was going on and being a fan of the writer, Lowell Dean from the Wolf Cop movies, I realized that he had something very special here, and I wanted to be a part of it.
It's interesting you said that you didn't you were thinking about not really wanting to do wrestling movies because a lot of wrestlers get pulled into wrestling movies and you're not
Well, that's
really
the
wanting to
reason
do
why.
that.
I mean, I play a wrestler on TV. Why would I want to play one, in a movie as well? Especially when, I don't want people to go to the show and go, oh, well, it's Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
That's who we're seeing on the screen.
yeah.
And we did a lot of work, and I think we played it really well to where, midway through the movie, you don't see Chris Jericho anymore. You see the leader and the prophet. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in as well. We were just watching it last night at the screening in New York and just seeing like by the time you get to the final fight, it's like I don't see myself at all. I see this very warped, dark, twisted character that's leading this cult, and that's kind of what you want to do. So it was another kind of element of a challenge to be able to pull that off on screen, and we were able to do that.
It's interesting though because the prophet, the leader, to me, he comes at like this role comes at like the perfect time because I've followed your career a lot. One of the things I was respected about you is the way you've always kind of evolved your characters. Your characters in the last few years, I would say you've had sort of like cult like followings with you like the whole way, whether it's like the inner circle or the Jericho Appreciation Society, or even now the Learning Tree. You got this cult like charisma that attracts people to you. There could be like a dark twist you could bring to that brings in elements of the prophet to your wrestling too, if you wanted to.
Well, you could. I mean, but once again, I'm not worried about connecting the two. They're two separate
Yeah, of
entities and two
course.
separate projects. Um, but yeah, I mean, the whole concept of wrestling is good and evil. That's why people watch it, good guys and bad guys, right? And that's
Hmm.
such the most important part of the show. As much as some want to put, emphasis on bangers and great matches. Sure, matches are important, but storyline is the most important thing. That's all that matters in wrestling, and that's what attracts people to it. So anything you can do to make your character connect more and make it darker or make it, more cowardly as a heel, the better it's going to be. So, you can always use those types of elements in wrestling, but I think when I'm Chris Jericho in AEW, there's a certain way to play that character. And when I'm the Prophet in Dark Match, there's a way to play that character. And when I'm Burke in Terrifier, there's a way to play that character, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You want to take elements of them, but they're all completely different entities for sure.
Is a lot of your roles tend to be in horror movies, grisly or over the top horror movies. Is that the thing that you're most attracted to, or are you looking to do more stuff other than that as well?
Well, I mean, last year I did four movies. I did
Yeah,
the
you've been
two horror
busy.
movies and I did two Hallmark movies. So it's kind of the other side of the coin. You're playing the concerned father who's now working on, on breeding high class cattle,
Yeah.
or no, high class horses, So to me, yeah, I didn't just say I need to be in horror movies. I want to be a scream king. It's more you take the parts that you're offered and you make the best of them and do your best to crush it, which would lead to more roles. And to me, I don't care what the project is, as long as it's interesting to me and I know there's some semblance of quality to it. I mean, if my only goal was to be in horror movies, I could have been in 50 horror movies, with budgets of $50. But that's not my goal. It's not about just being in a movie. It's about doing something with some quality, and some prestige behind it. No matter how big or small the production is, there's always ones that stand out of being, okay, this one's a little bit more legit. I want to look more into this.
The leader is such a fun character too. It seems like one of those characters that I think you were just like perfect for. I'm glad they found you to do it. How do you get in the headspace to play somebody as twisted as he is in this movie?
Well, once again, like I really liked, first reading the script, and you're like, okay, he's doing this because he, you know, got a title stolen from him, like whatever. And then you're like, oh wait, no, it's a snuff film. That's interesting. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, now he's murdering people in oh, now it's the goal is to raise Satan from hell. Okay, I'm in. Like I love the different, like, and even as viewers, when you're watching the movie, like, okay, oh wait, oh, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, it was a really, really fun character to play with a lot of different layers to it. And if you watch the film, like it's starting kind of a little bit of a cult leader, but then there's the concerned father
Hmm.
there. Then there's a little comedic element to it. Then there's the batshit crazy, warrior in the final fight. Lot to this part. And so yeah, it was a fun character to play. But also too, you don't want to chew up scenery with it either. So there's some subtleties to it as well.
Of the many evolutions you've had in your wrestling career, which one do you think would be best to make a feature film out of? I personally was thinking the Painmaker because I thought that would be a cool like horror movie villain, but you've had a lot of different types of characters over the years.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, and the Painmaker was never like Chris Jericho with paint on. It was more of like I wanted to see what would a serial killer look like if they got into wrestling. Like what would
hmm,
that be? And then we started doing a Painmaker comic with a whole kind of intergalactic element where he's an intergalactic bounty hunter that's traveling the galaxy. He's a former serial killer who's now an intergalactic bounty hunter going across the universe killing other serial killers, but still has a lot of flaws where he has to kill innocents as well. I have a whole backstory for that. So I think you could make a pretty good movie with the Painmaker involved. And that's kind of an overall goal when we started doing the comic version of the Painmaker. So that's probably the best one because it's not a wrestling character. It's
hmm.
so much bigger than that.
Have you ever thought about getting behind the camera yourself and directing movies?
Yeah, I would love to do that. I've directed a lot of shorts, videos, there's Fozzy videos that we've done, a couple other, but I'm Chris Jericho and a couple shows like that. AEW, I direct a lot of the backstage segments that you see. So yeah, I would love to do some directing. I think I'd be pretty good at pulling out good performances from people because that's the secret to a great director is you know what you want, but you also give people leeway to do what they want to do with the character as well. And I think I'm very good at thinking that way whenever I've done stuff in the past.
You talked about your admiration of Lowell Dean. I'm a fan of his too. Talk to me about working with him and what it was like. Did you guys get to collaborate on kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah, we did.
creation of your
He's a
character and
very
fleshing him out?
yeah, very collaborative director. The fact that I got an offer to play the Prophet, which means no auditioning, like that I was the guy that I don't know if they wrote the role for me, but whatever it was, this is the guy we want. So there's a great trust in that, and a great uh, responsibility on my end to really deliver because Lowell, and the producers put their necks out and saying we want this guy for the part or whoever convinced who. So I'm coming in there like, man, you got to be good. It's not like you didn't earn it because I earned it with past work, obviously, but I
Hmm.
didn't audition. I didn't bring anything to this character that they went, oh my gosh, he needs to have this part. So there's a lot of pressure there, and there's a lot of mutual respect, like I said, to make sure that we do this right. And when you get an offer and you deliver, it makes me look good. It makes the director look good. It makes the producers look good. Everybody's happy. So there is a lot of trust and a lot of collaboration. And Lowell was a great director. I really enjoyed working with him. I find whenever I'm working with my director, I try and deliver what they want first, and then say, can we try one more take this way? Sometimes you don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Once again, this is not a Marvel movie. There's still a budget where you have to get so many shots done in a day. But if you get it done quicker, can we just try one or two things? Or, there's a part in the movie where the guy gets lit on fire. And then I thought right before the fight, why don't I take some of his burnt flesh, plasma,
Yeah.
liquid or whatever that would be, fluid, wipe it on my face and kind of make a war paint out of it. And we kind of thought about that. So that's really cool. Let's add that shot. So stuff like that, what do you think about this, Lowell? What do you think about this, Chris? That's what you want when you're making a film, is having a great director that you can work together with to create the best possible performance.
Well, Chris, this has been amazing. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. Getting a chance to talk to you has been great. I hope I get a chance to talk to you again about any movies you got coming up, man. You got anything on the horizon?
Nothing yet, but I'm sure stuff will come up because it's been a good year so far, like I said. So next time I do, we'll make sure to talk to you.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to seeing your next matches, of course, as well. And thanks again, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks,
Cheers,
man.
man.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.